Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are replacing the canvas roof on the truck because it's well past it. It's the oldest bit on there. Everything else has been replaced before I bought the truck. That bit, somebody's tried to extend its life a little bit by painting the inside with some form of canvas paint. I'll show you that when we get inside. It's full of holes. You can see daylight through it. It leaks like a sieve. My tarp up there isn't doing much anymore either. That's a couple of years old now, and that's full of holes. And as you can see, the wind's trying to rip that off. So I've bit the bullet, found a good canvas to go on, which is in that bag over there. So we're going to get the old canvas off. We'll have all of it off, I think, and we'll put the new one on. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's get on with it. Okay, so that's the canvas off. Not the canvas off. What am I talking about? That's the old tarp off. As you can see, I wouldn't have really done a number on that. It's torn it, it's ripped it, and it's full of holes. So yeah, I undone the straps, and the wind took that off for us nicely. So these up here, right? I'll hop up and start showing you what this canvas looks like. It's not great. Okay, so you can see up there, it doesn't look great at all. See how old it is, and the mildew damage and everything. And if we come in here, okay, the camera's actually doing a better job of seeing in here. I thought you could see all the light coming through. Yeah, like spots up there, you see how much light's coming through. You can see that sort of grey colour. That's some form of paint somebody's painted on. I don't know whether it was partially an attempt to keep it waterproof and partially an attempt to sort of try and make it feel a bit lighter in here. I don't know, but it's pretty bad up this end. It's pretty bad. You see there's a little bit of water in there. You see it's stretched the canvas out over time and whatnot. So yeah, it is well and truly shot. So yeah, so what we'll do is we'll start by taking, I think, that rear panel and then the sides off, and then we'll take the top off. Oh, and the front off. That's going to be a bit more interesting to get the front off. Right, we'll start with this back piece. So this is just held on by these straps. There's 5 of them, and then there's a hook on each end as well. So, if you're wondering, this is not what originally would have been on a Bedford RL. If you look at, I mean, five pictures on the internet, I'm sure you've seen them at shows and whatnot. The original canvas was much more like what they had during the war, but then that's not surprising really, as they started coming out, you know, not long after, only what, 5, 6, 7, 8 years after that, it was still what they were using. This canvas is what you would find on MKs and maybe DAFs after, you know, after the RLs, mostly. Exactly when these came in and whether or not how often it would have been that they would have had these also on RLs, I don't know. I haven't looked into it that far, but that's not exact, so it's all a bit. Yeah, just sort of use every time I think I do it slightly differently because it sort of just make it up a little bit as I go on. do the other side off camera. Okay, so you've seen the hooks on the top. That's pretty much the only thing holding them on now. We've got a line of the same hooks down the side here on the front ends. We've got to unhook as we go. So yeah, we'll start with, I think, this one, then we'll do that one, then we'll do the other side. Probably have moved a bunch of this stuff out of the way, but I might do. We'll see how we go. Straps on the end. Great look out, wouldn't it? Set it all up and never actually hit the record button. Done that a few times. Right, we'll start at the front and work our way back. So, I could have made this job go a little quicker by cutting the straps, because they've been together for quite a while. It took me a while to get the strap out of the buckle. As you can see here on, it takes me a little while, and they're all like that. I think there was maybe a couple that came apart easier, but the rest of them were a bit of a pain, and I could have made it the job a bit faster by simply cutting through them. I actually wanted to save the straps though, because they're in good nick. I'm going to remove them and actually use them as extensions later at some point, to rectify the fact that this canvas isn't designed to fit this truck. So the liner buckles I'm doing at the moment, they don't line up with that bar very well. They sit quite a bit too low, so it doesn't quite hold the canvas in the right place. It tends to sag in the middle a little bit, which I think is part of the problem of what's caused a lot of the damage to this old canvas, is that where the water's been allowed to pool in the canvas instead of running off. So that's a job for a later date at some point, but that is my intention to remove, in fact, all the webbing straps from this piece of canvas, because they're all in good condition. It can be used for all sorts of things, you know, spares and what have you. So yeah, that is the eventual plan. I will get around to remove them at some point. I still have the canvas, I haven't thrown it away yet. So yeah. That's a bit of water. This ain't falling on me yet. Take this over to the side. As you can hear, I'm having to peel it off the footing bars where it's stuck to it over the years. Whether that's a combination of the water, there's just quite a bit up there. Yeah, whether that's a combination of the water leaking through, reacting with the paint, causes things to stick about now. There you go. That's what it looks like with no canvas on it. I bought this canvas off eBay. It is used, but it's only been used to cover some pallets, and consequently it is in really good condition despite the fact it's used. It's literally got a few little marks on it, and that's it. It's fantastic. I'm really pleased with it. Yeah, I think I paid around 330 odd quid for it. I did just see one on eBay for going for 90 quid, which does appear to be a bit of a steal. That one in particular, I think had a lot of marks on it, but it is supposedly unused. Anyway, get this unfolded and get it on the truck. Now I know that's the underside and that's the top, but you can see the general difference in condition. And okay, as you can see, I've got that side on. Excuse me. This is what I've done for these side ones. So I has brought them up a little bit, and I'll just pop them in literally the first little bit. So I've done the same on this side, and that will do, I think. And it's got all the side cameras on it and everything, holding it down anyway, so yeah. Right. Okay, there we go. That's a replacement of the canvas taken care of. As I've said previously in the video, that's not the original canvas that would have been on the truck. I'm not entirely sure exactly what it would have been because of the specialist application of this vehicle. as I'm sure I've said before, it was a generator truck, and it has a slightly different rear end on it. It looks very similar to a cargo winch, depending which you've got. But this has a full height headboard, and I believe on those you can remove all the all the bars for the canvas and everything, and store them so you can have it without them. But anyway, so this isn't the original canvas. I've just replaced the roof with what was already on there, as all the rest of the canvas fits that. The canvas for that that's on it, and it's not totally correct because some of the side panels are a bit mismatched, and that's something I'll sort out in time as I come across the correct ones. But for the most part, all that canvas is really for the MK and the later DAF, which obviously come way after the RL. The RL originally, and you can find plenty of pictures on the internet, but it has something a lot more akin to what they were using during the war. So like the QL, I imagine, as a lot of the RL is based on the QL, that the canvas is probably just a direct move over, maybe the odd change. But so anyway, yeah, that's it. I have nothing else to say. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hi, this is the third time I've done this. Thankfully, I've decided to do it another time because dipshit here forgot to turn the microphone on again. Which means everything I've said to the camera so far was audio, but it wasn't very interesting. Anyway.